Rafiq, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How's everyone else doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Tell me how you ended up in Ann Arbor.
Wow, that's a big question. Let's see. I was actually I never thought I'd end up in Ann Arbor because I didn't even know Ann Arbor existed. I grew up back in the Middle East, and I went to an international school, and everybody at the end of high school would go overseas. And so, I had a few friends whom they had family members who went to Michigan and Ann Arbor, and they thought it's a great town. So I'm like, you know what, let me apply here.
Yeah, why not?
I looked pretty good on the website, so I was like, I gotta come here. And when I came here, I was just amazed at how great of a town Ann Arbor is, and most importantly, at how nice everybody is. People were I thought I'd be, I wouldn't be able to fit in as an international student. I wouldn't know what American culture was like, but everybody was so welcoming and nice and eager to learn more about me. And where I come from.
It's a very diverse town, so they come from all over with different perspectives. It's a college town, but it feels like it can be a city in and of itself because there's so many people. It's a mixing pot.
Or even me coming from a coast where everyone's mean. It was a culture shock in a nice way, where everyone's nice, and you not knowing. A big thing for me, I knew I became a Michigander when I began offering people help in the hospital. I used to just ignore them, but I've been ingrained by the Michigan way to be nice and helpful and help people find their ways around. And I think that's a special, unique thing to being in the middle of the country.
Yeah. Aren't you also from the coast as well?
Yeah. I grew up in California, so the West Coast, and moving out here was the first time I'd ever lived anywhere else, and I totally agree. Everyone here is so nice, and I just feel like life here is really easy in a way that's so nice during residency. It's just makes life so fun, but also so nice when you get to enjoy the time outside of the hospital.
You don't gotta be on the subway. You don't gotta be on the subway waiting 2 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah. Likewise, I moved from the other side of the country, and one thing that I found was that just everyone within the program and outside the program in the community is so nice. So when I moved here, I was able to buy a house, but I had to go back home to get married, and while we were doing, there were some issues with the house, but I was able to trust my neighbors with the keys. They were letting people in and out, and when we got back, they brought me baked goods because they knew we got married, which was fantastic. When we had our firstborn, they brought us a 5-pound cauldron of spaghetti. And that is not unique to my little neighborhood. That is just who the people in Southeast Michigan are who are in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Coming from the South, coming from Atlanta, they talk about Southern hospitality, but I think there's a Midwestern hospitality that equals and rivals it. Like you said, neighbors are so friendly. My neighbor, my first day moving in, throws a dinner party, has us over for dinner and drinks, helps me move my couch in. Just nice people,
Yeah. That sense of community helps a lot when you're trying to go out in the community to have fun, because Ann Arbor, it is, for some people moving here, would be considered a smaller town, but I still think there's always a ton to do here.
For sure.
The downtown scene has a ton of restaurants with just about every type of food you would really want to try. Maybe some that you don't want to try. And access to Detroit is really easy to get to. It's about 45 minutes away to an hour. You can go to all the sporting events. Detroit's always doing things. And then DTW is halfway in between here and Detroit. So if you're flying elsewhere,
that's something
it's
that
also
I think
great access.
Is not talked about enough at all. Is the entire state of Michigan. Ann Arbor itself is wonderful. We all just talked about how great it is. But there's so many places outside of Ann Arbor, on the west side of the state, like Holland, go up north to Traverse City, further north to the Upper Peninsula, Detroit. There's so much to do in Michigan, and then you're also really close to an international airport that's super easy to get in and out of.
So easy.
As someone who's flying to visit family wherever I go, it's just so speaks to the fact that Ann Arbor is an easy place to live, and as a resident, not having to worry about those things that shouldn't be stressful, like buying groceries or going to the airport. It just makes life easier.
No, easy, and it's pretty fun too. Like you were saying, there's all these restaurants downtown, but there's a lot of bars, there's a lot of events like the art fair that they'll put on every year. There's so much going on that you don't expect when you come here.
We haven't even talked about Michigan football.
Yeah. Or the outdoors, it's incredible here, the scenery, whether you're at the Arb or you just want to go kayaking down the Huron River. There's so much to do here. If you like to bike, you can bike to work.
And then you have Argo Park where you can put the tubes in, and they have the natural cascading waterfalls, which was a ton of fun to do.
Maybe flip over the rapids.
It's fun.
Yeah, I think also like the outdoor stuff, just like Victoria was saying, like that spreads the whole state. Like there's so much outdoor stuff to do, which I had no idea about moving here. Like I just didn't know how much there was to do, and it's been so fun to explore and like drive around.
I'm trying to convince my entire family to move to Michigan. It's a little bit of an uphill battle, but I don't know if I'm ever going to leave. So